don't you go get some of the young girls? I'm thinking up something that I've got to take when I go to Nebraska, because we're going to have to give a real big report about this whole thing down here. So that's fine. And we went, and he said, oh, and tell them to bring their bikinis on Tuesday or something like that. So anyway, so she came back and gave him the list, and so he said, well, where's Cady? And so she said, oh, excuse me, I thought you said the young girls. I heard her say that, and I just died laughing. Well, as it turned out, they told us they had all these grain things coming down the Tennessee River, and it was corn. And, you know, they took it over and they did all kinds of things. But it had to be shoveled off. I mean, see, there was not all this stuff like we would have today.
Yeah.
You know, it would be swished away in no time. So they said, okay, you girls just go down there, and there were 3 of us, and play in the grain and take the shovels and do. We did. And we said, this is silly, but we're having fun. We like this. It was a sunshiny day in the room. So what they had over on the other island was a man with a camera that had the magnifying lens, and that he was taking the thing. Okay, they get to Omaha, and he said, boy, I'll tell you, ours was the absolute best. Everybody that went, that didn't know what, from our company, with all the company heads, went over to Omaha, and they said, you should have seen you and Cady. And I had on a purple polka dot, purple and gold polka dot bikini with more me than clothes. And he said, y'all were 15 feet high. And I said, Cady and I said, what? They said, yeah, y'all were 15 feet high up in the thing. And we got so mad. I really did. I got furious. I said, this is ridiculous. And so, but we were scared to go to Newton because Newton was going to fire us, we were sure. So anyway, I got back at him, but I didn't know it. I didn't do it intentionally. When they put me on that thing, well, what are you going to do? It lights up, it's going to burn up, they said. And so nobody's standing over you. If, you know, it makes sense that somebody should be there telling you how to do it. So I would say, you know, Decatur flour mill, and they would, and I would say, just a minute, okay, all right. So then you had to have there was a whole list of numbers that you put in, and you'd have to go through there and say who's who, and you would be way ahead. So I would just start going and say, with all the companies that I knew, like such and such a bakery, such and such a flour, such and such a furniture store, and just people would say, hold on, but just, and then they would say, oh, I've got the wrong number, you know. That would give you a chance to do it. Well, the man that was the manager of the whole thing in Nebraska happened to walk in, and the switchboard was right out in the line of view. And so he walked right past me, and he stood there. I didn't know he was there. So he went over to Newton, and he said, who's that guy you got sitting out there? Who is your telephone operator? And so he said, that's real innovative, I have to say. He said, you must not be paying her very much. And Newton said, what do you mean? And he said, well, she pulls the plugs out, and she'll say, Firestone Mattress Company, and oh, he was so mad at me. When this guy left, he took me and Cady in, and we both thought that he was going to fire us. So then we did the wing wall at the next thing. You know, when Laugh-In came in, we did a whole Laugh-In, and you know, that girl, for some reason, one of them would say, oh, you mean that so-and-so? I mean, I don't know, it was one of them. So we had ours saying, oh, you mean that Newton Allen? we once again went to the, we thought we were both gonna get fired again. We didn't. They